Okay, so partial function application is quite a useful skill to have. So if you again we think back to my previous video, I was talking about a volume function that would take three arguments and calculate the volume of a shape. So you give it a height, width, and depth. So partial function application is the idea that if you have a function that takes lots of arguments, by presetting some of those arguments and only partially applying the function, you can effectively create a whole new function which performs something else using only part of another function's calculation. So again, if we imported functools, it allows you to do this, but there are other ways as well. But if you imagine we've got this, so we've got def volume, which takes height, width, and depth, and then we're going to say volume v equals the height times the width times the depth, and then we'll return v. So if we did, if we ran that function using only the height and the width, we could calculate the area. So instead of using the whole function, if we only use part of that function, that's known as partial function application. So if we ran, we did def volume and we set the default of that to 1, the default of the depth to 1, and we passed it arguments for, so you could have d equals 1, and then I use it and I pass it a height and a width, depth would automatically become to 1. So then my volume function, if I partially apply it, I can use it to calculate area as well. Okay, so it's a simple example, but you can imagine that this could be used quite a lot, and it's really useful instead of having an extra function when you don't need one. If you've got another one that you could use partial function application on to do the job that you're trying to accomplish, that's a better solution.